Bob, go long, go long. Hey guys, Randall Hunt here, host of Pain-Free Golf. I'm gonna use my friend Boney Bob here in a second, but GolfPass. Imagine I was gonna throw this football and not turn my trunk at all. How far do you think I would be able to throw this football? Not very far, right? But the problem is, I'm actually gonna have to be forced to use my arm to create speed. And using my arm to create speed, it's not very powerful, one. Two, I'm not gonna be very accurate. And three, the bones of my arm, my wrist, my elbow, and my shoulder are all gonna be vulnerable for injury from the flicking motion. Now, imagine I was gonna throw this football and I was gonna turn my trunk and use my trunk to turn and throw the ball. The ball is gonna go a lot further, have a lot more speed, a lot more power. The same is true in the golf swing, but also what's important is if I'm using my trunk, you would agree, I don't have to put a lot of pressure here on my arm. I'm gonna be way more accurate with my arm because now I can use the dexterity of my hand and I don't have a lot of pressure on my joints. In the golf swing, 80% of our velocity is coming from rotation, coming from a powerful turn. And how you get to your turn is everything. Now the mistake most amateurs make when they try to get a big turn is instead of turning their ribs and their body, what they do is they lift their arms and their hands. And the problem is when you lift, now you have to drop, right? So the two-part problem is that the last thing you want to do with the driver is drop down with your arms. You're going to have a descending blow on the ball that's going to create backspin, which is what you don't want. You're going to have a negative launch angle. But also, if I turn and lift, I've created now timing. I have to sync this up. That's going to allow it to less accuracy and less power. Now, what I want to do to engage my ribs and get my ribs to fully turn in the backswing, I want to engage a muscle right here that goes in between my shoulder blade and my spine called my rhomboid. Now let me introduce you to your rhomboid. You're going to be able to feel this by putting a quarter on the top of your shoulder blade here. You're going to have your arm down to your side. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this quarter back behind your head. That's called shoulder retraction. And when you squeeze that shoulder back behind your head, you're forcing your rhomboid to squeeze. Now let me show you how this plays in the golf swing. As I take the club back, what finishes my ribs turning around is the retraction of my shoulder. Now you can see how much of my ribs and my complete back is to the target. The second thing that's important to this is that when I retract my shoulder, you can see how the golf club automatically stays on plane. If I don't retract my shoulder protracts and comes up. You can see now I'm steep. So the last thing you want to do is not retract your shoulder and steep and then use your arms to try to put your golf club on plane. That's going to force timing to come back and through. The most effective and efficient way to get a full big backswing is to fully retract that shoulder. It's automatically going to set the club on plane, and look at all the force I'm able to generate from being fully taut and wound up. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. I'm going to set up to the golf shot. And as I'm setting up to the golf shot, I'm going to feel my ability. I'm going to feel that squeeze back there behind me, and I'm going to retract that shoulder. Boom! And hit bombs like that. If you want to hit consistent bombs, you have to do it with the full turn. Maximize your turn by squeezing your rhomboid muscle to get your ribs fully to the top in your backswing. If you like this tip, make sure to comment below. Make sure to watch my series, Pain-Free Golf, and all the other great series that are right here on GolfPass.